Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. Now this is an S-51. It's the Tier 7 Soviet SPG that's not on the main tier or tech tree for Arty. It's off the KV2 line. And this particular one is on the south spawn of Cliff and it's being commanded by Nusakito. And battle has commenced. Now Nusakito is using the 203mm howitzer, the BR4, and the S-51 is based on the chassis of the KV-1S, but it never got put into production because the gun was just too powerful for the chassis. It would shake the chassis to pieces. And so in the end, actually, they gave up on the idea of actually producing this particular Arty. It's not the BR4, by the way, it's the B4 203mm howitzer. Now, with the 152mm howitzer, which is the stock gun, it rather looks like a unicorn, and that's how it got the nickname, the unicorn. Oh, there's a frog again. And the only enemy we can see, oh, there's a T-150. And a Type 64 up near the centre line. Now he fired a round in there hoping that he would catch somebody in that corner, but no results, so he's relocating. Now it looks like he's going to try and fire at the centre line, at the tanks up there. And there's a T-34-1 that's gone up that pass that leads to the lighthouse. An ARL V-39, the French Tier 6 tank destroyer. Now, which one's he going to go for? I think he's going to go for the T-150, actually. It's slow, it's easy to aim at, he can dial in, and he can do a lot of damage to it. Now, unfortunately, he's lost sight of the T-150 temporarily. But if it is going up that cliff road, he should see it very shortly. Or I say cliff road, it's the lighthouse road. Oh, we can see an OI now, actually. That will probably make an even better target. But he got a reticule bloom there because the S-51 has got a very narrow field of fire. Like a lot of the high tier Artys, it means that it's very easy to get a reticule bloom, which means the shell goes astray. So you have to be absolutely certain you're aiming in the right place. And he did get a hit there on T-34-1 for 267 hit points. And he squashed another frog. Right, now he's looking at a T-69 over at the cliff edge. I do like these wave effects as well, and all the water moving about. Even if you're up close, it looks fantastic, but even from above, it looks spectacular as well. Okay, almost reloaded. 46.18 seconds for the reload, so it's a long time, nearly a minute for every shot. And that's 356 hit points on T-69, so that's useful. This is a tier 8 game, and he's tier 7 Arty, so he is going to get a lot more XP than some of the other tanks, because he's hitting higher tier vehicles. That's a tier 6 VK3601H, German heavy. And it's fairly weak armour, and for it's being hit by a 203mm howitzer, it's going to do a lot of damage, but that is a Löwe. A tier 8 German heavy, and he will get a lot of XP for hitting that tank. And 203mm howitzer shell is going to go straight through that like butter. Round out. A big hit, 247 hit points, and a big stun as well. And he's picking up stun assist straight away. That T-50 has turned up on the centre line again. And the OI is trying to go round the cliff. And that T-150 was just taken out by a Borsig. Unfortunately, we just lost the T-43. Okay, he's loaded. Round out on the Lurver. Another hit. 384 hit points, and he actually hit the E25 as well for 148. Sounds like he squashed some frogs as well. Yep, there's another one. It'd be quite nice if we had more vocal seagull sounds, because after all, Cliff is at the seaside, so we don't hear so much in the way of seagulls, but we certainly hear a lot of frogs. Okay, T28 prototype, and he's hiding behind that rock face there. And there's the E25 that he hit only a short while ago. Let's move forward. Now he can hit the T28 just. If he does, it might splash, and I think the T28 is aware he needs to keep moving just to take the cover of that rock. And the rock shields him. Now we're not sure if it might have stunned him, but it probably didn't do any splash damage. There's the Lurver, and the Lurver's down to only 226 hit points, so I think the one more shot should be enough to wipe that Lurver out. Is it 222, I think? Now it's 30, so you only need to run into him and that would be enough to finish him off. And he's gone. Right, now Nusakito can now actually focus on that VK3601, and he should do a lot of damage to that tank. But we can't see him at the moment. Now if the OI goes around the corner, he should be able to see it. He should be able to get to that rock. But there is a Jagdpanther further along. And the big worry, of course, is the Jagdpanther will take it out on that OI. Right. T-34-1 looks like he's going up the cliff road. There's the Chi-Ri. He's a one shot for anyone. In fact, it's a splash kill. And there's the Jagdpanther. He's hiding behind that rock. Yes, he was waiting for one of the heavies to go round the corner, and he's now taken a few shots at the OI. And Nusakito's trying to get a solution. He needs to fire it. Basically, he needs to hit that Jagdpanther. Oh, we just got a massive reticule bloom. We lost the OI. But we've got a Panther M10 moving up. And that's quite a powerful medium with a good reload rate. Now, if he can put a round into that corner, he can take out the Jagdpanther. Dialed in. Oh, and the Jagdpanther's taken out by the Su-100. That means they're one tank ahead. It looks to me like they've gone very defensive. Oh, he splashed the Chi-Ri to death. That Chi-Ri stayed where he was. He didn't move, and that was a big mistake because Nusakito fired the round in where he thought the Chi-Ri was, and it was still there. Okay, there's the VK. On that corner. The AMX 65 tons moving up. He's almost reloaded. 2/3 of the way through. I think that 65 ton is definitely going after that 3601 now. Oh, he's backing away. Ah, that's why. The C28 prototype. Okay, Nusakito needs to take him out. Oh, that house is in the way. Well, he stunned him. But unfortunately, that house, because the house was in the way, he actually aimed just slightly to one side and the shell went long. The M44 has actually decided to go a long way around the other side and is now in a position in the village on the far side of the map to actually shoot at the T28 prototype, even though he's hiding behind the houses. So it really is up to the AMX 65 ton. If he wants to move forward, or if the Su-100 wants to look from the cliff overlooking that area, then the M44 can shoot at the T28 prototype and take him out. The Nashorn and the Panther are hanging back because they've got very low hit points. There's the enemy Achilles. Okay, now definitely needs to take him out because he's threatening the M44. Oh, and unfortunately we just lost the KV2, but I think the enemy's about to lose the Achilles. Round out. That should take him out. Oh, it doesn't, but it's 258 hit points, and he picked up some stun assists afterwards. And I think the SU-100 will finish that Achilles off. Oh, seagulls at last. So we're not squashing frogs anymore. Right, it's a 2.9 second flight time to that position. Oh, and the Achilles made a fatal error. He went into full view of the SU-100, who took him out. Now, this is going to make it interesting because there's only 4 enemy left. 2 Arty, a Hummel and a Lorraine 15550. The VK3601H, which has been holding that corner virtually all of the battle. And the T-28 prototype, who moved to that position behind those houses to stop any further advance. The SU-100 is going to be overlooking the cliff, and you can now see, so not only can Nusakito fire, but so can the M44. And there's the Hummel on the enemy team. Oh, we just lost the SU-100. Dialing in on the Hummel. And he's been killed. Now, where was that T-28? I think he was behind one of those buildings. The same building we had trouble with the last time. And we just lost the Nashorn as well. The Panther M10's gone the long way round. It's coming up from the east. So he's going to overlook the cliff. Try and find out where the T-28 prototype and the VK3601H are. But we still don't know where the Lorraine 15550 is. And I suspect he's in the dip. And I think that's why Nusakito was firing into that Nusakito, sorry, beg your pardon, mispronouncing his name. That's why he was firing into that corner. Okay, there's the T-28. He's moved forward, but he's taking fire. Unfortunately, he got the M10. And the M4 has stunned the T-28. So now's the opportunity to go after the T-28 prototype. And this is going to be ring around the houses. He's loaded. Dial in and round out. And he takes out the T-28 prototype. Now it's 2 RT versus 1. And I think we know where that Lorraine 15550 is. He definitely appears to be in the West Passage. Now, is he going to move forward? That's the 2-minute hooter. Well, the M44 is located... There's the Lorraine. Oh, he's not in the West Passage. He's actually near the M44. And I think the M44 just tried to shotgun him and failed. But the M44's only got 1 hit point, which means a ram will be fatal. And it is! Oh, that was so predictable. Dialed in and round out. Long flight time, but he gets him! He does get him, 176 hit points. I thought he was going to miss that shot, but he actually did get him. And that's the end of the game. 3 kills for the S-51. And it's an ace tanker for Nusakito in the S-51. He also picks up a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 19. And because he used up all the ammunition in his magazine, he also picked up a Fadin's medal. In fact, it was a miracle that he hit that last shot, because if he hadn't hit him, then the only thing he could have done to take out that Lorraine would be to ram him. And I think that would have been a very difficult thing to do, because the Lorraine's very fast, very maneuverable, and would have been able to escape away from the S-51 and shoot at him from a distance. So, well done there, Nusakito. He also managed to get second highest damage in the battle, 2,717 hit points of damage. The AMX65 time managed to get 3,622. He got the second highest amount of kills with 3, shared with the Rheinmetall Borsig. The AMX65 time got 5, and the Lorraine 15551 actually managed to get 5 kills as well, funnily enough. And when it came to base XP, he came top with 1,135. He fired all 12 rounds of ammunition. You don't carry that much ammunition in the S-51, especially when you're using the 203mm howitzer. He got 4 direct hits, 4 penetration, 9 splash. Damage of 2,717 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. He damaged 8 of the enemy, but he killed 3 of them, so two-thirds of his shells actually did something to the enemy, or damaged the enemy. He also did stun assistance damage, rather, of 1,008 hit points off 10 stuns. On a standard account, he earned 36,309 credits, and he got 10,000 credits for a personal missions payout. And after ammunition resupply, and the ammunition is fairly expensive, he still walked away with 23,389 credits. He received 1,135 XP, but it was times 3 for the first victory of the day, and he got a personal missions payout of 568, meaning his grand total came to 3,973 XP altogether. So, great battle there, Nusakito, and very lucky last shot to take out that last enemy, because it might have been a completely different result if that shot had missed. If you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in our next video.